Okay, people, listen up. It's me, Kinghuman. Brains. Hang on, I need more of this before I go mental. More mental. Oh, my thing fell. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is going to be a real important video. Very, very important to you guys. I'm not joking now. I'm not screwing around. If you want to make money, either online or offline, you need a certain mental mindset. And I want to read a comment that I got on one of my videos, one of my older videos. And it was a video where I talked about these street characters that dress up in costume. I go to Las Vegas a lot, and there's a million of these guys standing out there in costume, and people get their picture taken with them and give them a tip. So I interviewed a couple of these people because I thought, wow, this is an interesting business concept. These people are doing this, and I got to give them credit because they're not looking to get a handout on welfare. They're not, they're trying to make their way here. I wonder how much they make. So I interviewed a few of them on camera. One guy, I remember, he was all painted in silver. And he said he was putting himself through college and he was making about $1,000 a day doing that. Cash money. So anyway, somebody saw that old video I posted, and this was the comment that they made. And I want you to listen to this comment, and I want you to really listen to my answer to this. Kinghuman, this video stood out, so to speak, the most to me. It sounds interesting in more ways than one. But you are forgetting one small detail, my friend. The fact that this job would only work in the U.S./America. Here in the Caribbean, we don't have anyone dressing up like a character, standing on sidewalks just to earn a living. I've been unemployed since January 2011, and I would take a chance at a job like this, but like I stated before, no one does that here. Really? Okay, this is what makes this really important. This is a guy who sees obstacles. Nobody else is doing it. I'm not going to do it. Instead of taking a mindset of, wow, nobody else is doing this here, it's a wide open field. I can be the first. See, that's the difference between my brain and your brain, dude that made the comment. And anybody else that goes into business and sees nothing but excuses of why they can't do something. I don't see reasons why I can't do something. I see people telling me all the time, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I don't listen to them. And that's why I make money while they're sitting there flipping their hamburgers. You know what? You live in the Caribbean. The guy that made this comment, evidently you live in the Caribbean. I don't know where specifically, but if you live in a tourist area, there's potential to make this work. Why you would look at it and say, well, nobody else is doing it. It can't be done outside of the USA. You're limiting yourself. You're the one handcuffing yourself, not me. Don't blame me for your inability to take action. Again, you look at this and see nothing but reasons why you can't do it. I look at this and say, I could be the first. I could be the first person where I live to do this. And that's the difference between somebody that has a business mind and somebody that just is going to be an employee all their life. You have to be a self-starter. You have to motivate yourself. You have to do what other people will not do. Now let's talk specifically about the people that I interviewed in Las Vegas. Because I guarantee you, if you go to Las Vegas, you see a million of these characters all up and down Vegas Boulevard. And I guarantee you that was not always the case. There was a time when there was nobody doing it. And one person stepped up and said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And we'll see how it goes. And pretty soon everybody did it. Now, I happen to know the story of those characters because I interviewed a lot of them. And the first guy that did it, he started getting hassled by the cops. They said, you can't do that. They rousted him. They said, get out of here. You can't do it. Because the casinos did not want that type of a thing going on in front of their property. But here's the thing. The casinos don't own the sidewalks. They don't own that free space. They don't own that public space. But the casinos had enough clout to roust this poor guy. What did this guy do? He went to court and he sued them under the freedom of speech. And he won his case. Now that's somebody who's got a lot of obstacles. This is a guy who was the first to go out there in a costume. He got rousted by the cops. And he said, I'm not putting up with this. I'm suing for my right to be a street performer. He did it and he won his case under freedom of speech. And now there's a bunch of people out there. Do you see the difference between these people and you? Who look at something and immediately put your own handcuffs on your own wrists and say, I can't do it. Now, I don't know what your personal situation is. Maybe you live in a place where there aren't tourists and there aren't, things going on like this. So maybe the solution for you is to go to where there are tourists and do this. I know a lot of those street characters fly in from other places to work on the weekends and make that kind of money, and then they go back home. They do it for a couple of weeks and then they go back home. You got to overcome obstacles in business. Now, I see this same attitude a lot with people that are looking to go into eBay. I get these emails all the time. Oh, Kinghuman, I want to sell this thing on eBay, but there's a bunch of other people selling it, so I can't do it. You idiot, you! If you're looking for a monopoly, you're not going to find it. Because even if you find a widget, a product that nobody else is selling on eBay, and you put it on eBay and you start making money with it, somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna find it and say, oh wow, look at this guy. He's selling this widget like crazy. Nobody else is selling it. They're gonna go to the manufacturer, find that widget, and they're gonna be in competition with you. I used to sell crap loads of Halloween stuff on eBay. I did not look at that and say, oh my God, I can't sell Halloween supplies. I can't sell masks. I can't sell Halloween props. I can't sell Halloween items because on eBay because there's a bunch of other people doing it. I did not handcuff myself. I looked at it and I said, wow, I'm going to try this, but I'm going to try and market my Halloween products differently than the other idiots on eBay that just say, hey, look, here's a mask, buy it. No, I did it better than anybody else. I made a persona for myself. I called myself Zombo. I dress up in costume and all, one of those 60s to 70s old TV horror show, what do you call it? Guys that introduce these horror shows. I can't even think of the word right now. But they would come on, hey, this is Zombo. We got a great thing for you today on Sunday Matinee. Watch this scary movie, kids. Ah, ha, ha. And that's what I did. I put those videos in the thing introducing these props and these different things. Hey, it's your old pal Zombo, and this week we got a really scary prop for you. Hey, buy this prop. It's really cool. Look. And, I for example, I would take like a coffin, as a breakdown coffin thing. And I would take it and do the next thing. I would take really great pictures of it. I would put a fog machine behind it and have fog coming out of the cracks and stuff. I went the extra mile is the point here. And I created a cartoon persona for myself. And I had incentives for people that bought over a certain amount They got to pick something from a free prize from Zombo's Creepy Vault. All this is marketing, and that's why I sold my Halloween stuff when other people didn't. They put up crappy eBay ads. Hey, buy a mask. Here's a mask, buy it. That's crap. You know, I did above and beyond, and that's what you got to do in business. If you want to read more about my Halloween stuff and how I sold it and how I did better with it than anybody else, and I used to sell pallets and pallets and pallets of that crap, regardless of the competition, and I made, I think at the time I was making between $88 and $150 or $175,000 a year just selling Halloween crap only via eBay. So don't tell me what can't be done, because I don't listen to that crap. You know how many people, if I would have gone to family members or whatever and said, you know what, I'm thinking of selling Halloween stuff on eBay, you know, buy it wholesale, sell it retail, they'd go, are there other people doing it? And I'd say, yeah. And they'd go, oh, you can't do that. If other people are doing it, you won't be able to make a nickel. If I would have listened to them, I would have walked away from that $80,000 to $175,000 a year. You have to be your own motivator. You have to get over yourself. Don't handcuff yourself like this guy's doing. You know, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just because you have a go-get-em attitude that anything you do is going to make you money. That's not true. Because if you have a crap concept, no matter what attitude, mental attitude you have, it's not going to help you. Everything has to come together like music. You know, music is made up of individual notes. But when you put them together in a harmonious way and you play them with a certain tempo, those musical notes become wonderful songs. So you have to have the ability to compose those musical notes, put them together in order. You have to have the ability to play them in a melodic way and with the right tempo and with the right feel. And if you can do all those things, that's success. But the first thing you have to do is not look at a musical instrument and go, oh my God, I can't do this. Because the minute you say you cannot do something, you're right. You can't. Because you're impeding your own progress. This isn't rocket surgery, people. I want to motivate you and I want to get you on the right path, but you have to be the solution to a lot of the problem, because you're the problem. A lot of you are your own worst enemies here, and I hate to see that. Okay. So much for that ranting and raving. And I'll tell you, I do want to talk again about getting a specific education that will help you make money, but I'm going to wait for another video for that, because this video, I want you guys to concentrate on what I just talked about. Don't handcuff yourself. Open your mind. Try things. Test them. You have to try everything. If it's stupid, fine. If nobody else is doing it, fine. Don't let that limit you. You know, there's a first person that does something. Every single time there's a first person, there's a pioneer that starts something. Why couldn't it be you? All right, people. Donate a few bucks to help a sick kid. St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids helps sick kids. They don't charge the families, and they share their research with other hospitals. What could be better? Get on it. Quit being so selfish. Try and help somebody that's not you. All right, go away. You're annoying me. Ah!